And a very good evening to everybody. Welcome to Have At It, episode 81. My name is Ben Cornett. We are live on my YouTube channel at Ben Cornett 9015, as well as on Facebook in the Ben Zone Facebook group. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good. This is episode 81. Tonight, we're going to go into the conference title game recaps, and it was quite a weekend last Sunday night. Um, one good game. The other game, not so much, by the score at least. But it's very interesting. We got once again the rematch from 2 years ago. We got the Philadelphia Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs, round two Super Bowl. Um, I gotta say, this is a heck of a matchup. Um, so why don't we? I'll get started with the Philly game against Washington Commanders. By the way, congratulations to Commanders on a great year. Um, didn't go quite as what I thought it would. I thought I went for the upset. I went Commanders over the um, Philadelphia Eagles, but not meant to be. Philly, dominated that game from start to finish. Saquon Barkley opening drive got a touchdown, 60-yard touchdown run, and that pretty much just kind of, set the tone for the rest of the game. Philly just had their way, and yeah, you know, again, the Commanders they were outmatched in this game. A lot of it was experience. Philadelphia's got a great offensive line. They were able to protect Hurts for the most part. Also, open those lanes for Saquon to run. Um, Philadelphia took advantage of it, and they never looked back. So, Philly is just a great team. They deserve to be there, and now they got to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who narrowly escaped their title game against Buffalo, 29-22. I got to tell you, the Chiefs, they just know how to get it done. Is this the best Chiefs team we've seen during this so-called era of Chiefs football? Probably not, but experience has paid off, and they know how to win. They know how to make plays. They know how to get that first down, that all-important first down. They know how to stretch the field. Defensively, they know how to get to the quarterback. It's just, I think for Buffalo, looking back on it, you could say they definitely overachieved this year. A lot of people expected them to maybe take a step back a little bit, but they were able to get to the conference title game um, with pretty much Josh Allen running the show. And, I thought about this all week, and, you know, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I overthinking this a little bit. And I don't mean to sound like a jerk what I'm about to say here. Because I think the Buffalo Bills, they're a great organization. Um, they got great fans. The Bills Mafia. Um, they've been through a lot of the heartbreak. Obviously 4 straight Super Bowl losses. Um, which is kind of funny because I was watching the 30 for 30 Four Falls of Buffalo. Um, I think like a week ago, and just tough to watch. I mean, especially if you're a Bills fan, just seeing this team get so close and not being able to close the deal. Um, but anyway, I mean, I what I'm about to say is I'm not trying to be insulting or anything like that. I feel like some teams, some pro sports teams, are just not meant to win championships. No matter how great they are, no matter how close they get, it just seems that way for the Buffalo Bills. You know what I mean? Like, they've been so close so many times. It seems like in this era, this Buffalo Bills era, there's somebody in the way, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. It's like I put a post up last week saying like the Bills are like the '90s Pacers, and the Chiefs are like the '90s Bulls. It's that one team they can't get past. You know, Indiana just couldn't do it. They couldn't get past the Bulls. And like the Utah Jazz, they had a great team. I think if they would have faced anybody else other than Chicago, they probably would have won the title. But Utah, after those two losses to the Bulls in the finals, 97, 98, they never got back. And it kind of feels that way with the Bills now. You ran into Mahomes and the Chiefs. You're in that same era as them. They're just better. They're just in the way. And I think with Buffalo, how many more chances are you going to get? Because quite frankly, and I said this on other shows, the Ravens should have beaten Buffalo. I think they were the better team. And I think the Ravens probably could have beat the Chiefs. They had the team to do it, but Baltimore got in their own way. And with this Bills team, you just don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get. Kansas City's probably they're not going to go anywhere. Now, I will say maybe Kelsey probably retires. Mahomes will be back. He'll be back another 5 to 10. He's got another great 5-6 years left in him. And they'll find ways to improve the team. They'll find ways to be right back where they were. Because you got to look at it. Baltimore, if they could just get out of their own way, the Ravens could be a Super Bowl contender. Teams like Denver, Chargers, even the Bengals, if they can re-sign the majority of their guys, they're gonna, the Texans, if they can get an offensive line for CJ Stroud, those teams are going to get better. And you feel like Josh Allen's just, it's a great quarterback, top 4 or 5 in the league, no doubt about it. But you just wonder how many more opportunities he's going to get. Like, I compared him, I think I said this a couple years ago. I felt like Josh Allen's like a better version of Philip Rivers, a more athletic version of Philip Rivers. Great regular season quarterback, but when it gets to the big game, when he gets close, he doesn't come through. And Josh didn't play bad this past game, but it's not all his fault. Obviously, the defense didn't play their best. It takes a team, but as the quarterback, you're the star of the team. You're the guy. And you're getting paid the big money. So whether it's fair or not, you gotta take some of the blame, fair or not. And you just wonder how many more chances he's going to get at this. Because who knows? Maybe this is his last chance, or maybe he'll have a couple more chances. But you gotta strike while the iron's hot. You gotta make the best of it, because it may not come around again. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with the Chiefs. They're just in the same era. Manning had to go through the same thing, with Brady. But Peyton Manning was able to do it. And, the longer this goes for Josh Allen, who knows? He might not have an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl, but we'll see. It's just the same. I just feel like this Buffalo's Bills team, Josh Allen or no Josh Allen, I just feel like they're just not meant to win a Super Bowl. That's what I feel. That's how I feel. I hate to say that, but that's just the feeling I get with this team. It's like they're just never going to get over the hump. And I don't think that makes you feel good if you're a Bills mafia. You don't want to hear that. You're just gonna scream my name in eulogy. But I don't know. That's just how I feel. I just feel like they're never gonna win a Super Bowl. There's teams that haven't won a Super Bowl, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for right now, it is the Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl. Next episode or two, I will give my prediction on it. It's still a little too early, obviously, but yeah. So with that being said, I got to get to this. I think we kind of all heard the news coming out lately that good old Justin Tucker. If you haven't heard, he has been allegedly accused by the Shaw's therapist and some reports that he was not behaving at the massage parlors. I believe there was like 6 incidents happening between 2012 and 2016. Man, this is crazy. I mean, what is it with the NFL players and massage parlors anyway? And then I just saw this on Facebook too. Like, let me see this real quick. I guess he proposed to his girlfriend or something. I don't know. They're trying to put a positive spin on this, but I guess he proposed to his girlfriend Amanda Bass. But now all this comes out, with the massage parlors. Woo. I don't know, man. This is crazy. Again, like I said, what is it with the NFL players and massage parlors? So if you're Justin Tucker, man, is this a club you want to be associated with? I mean, do you want to be associated with this? I mean, seriously. Like, look at those guys. Having nice, happy endings right there. Look at that. Wow. Now you got to wonder why he struggled this year from 50 yards out. I mean, maybe it sapped a lot of energy out of him. I don't know. But I mean, if you're the Ravens, I mean, again, we don't know yet if these, they're just allegations at this point. Who knows? But if, let's say there is some truth to this, it's obviously the Ravens are going to have to move on. They're going to have to go get a kicker. I mean, they haven't had a different kicker in a decade. Justin Tucker's been their franchise kicker, and now you not only did he kind of struggle this year, had the worst year statistically, but this comes out. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's time to move on regardless. Even if there's nothing to these charges or allegations, I should say. Wonder if you just move on. You draft a kicker or go get one in free agency. Who knows? But just a very very tough situation for Mr. Nip and Tucker there. So yeah. Oh, anyway. What else I want to talk about tonight? We got the Royal Rumble tomorrow. Any wrestling fans out there? I know there's some. As you know, and I got WWE in the background right there. It's Friday Night SmackDown live. It's Naomi going up against Liv Morgan. Yes, so the Royal Rumble is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Peacock and internationally on Netflix. Um, it's one of my favorite times of year. You know, when we get to WrestleMania season, the Royal Rumble kicks off WrestleMania season. Then in between that, you got the Elimination Chamber. Um, and I believe they're gonna have another Saturday night's main event, you know, right before Mania. Isn't that cool though? They brought back the Saturday night main events. I think they've been great so far. They had one over a week ago. It's a lot of fun. You know, very nostalgic. You know, I grew up on Saturday night's main event. Uh, you know, when I was a kid, that's one of the first wrestling shows I watched. I was a little kid, you know, watching Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man, um, you know, this Gorilla Monsoon, Jesse Ventura doing or Vince and Jesse were doing the commentary. Monsoon and uh, Ventura didn't like the pay per views, stuff like that, but just pretty cool just to see that show come back. I know they brought it back several years ago, back in 2006, 2007, um, and that was they had it for a while. Obviously, they did I think like 5 or 6 episodes, and then they took it off again. But this time around, it's back 2 episodes already, and they've been good so far. You know, I'm glad they brought him back. You know, WWE's on a roll right now, and you know they're just keep pumping the hits. And we got Royal Rumble coming up. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this is as far as the men's side goes. I feel like you could have at least 3 or 4 people win this thing. You know, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. Um, you know, who knows where they're going to go with this? You know, Roman Reigns. You know, there's at least 3 or 4 wrestlers that you can safely say on the men's side that have a legitimate chance to win this Royal Rumble, and it wouldn't surprise me if you know any one of those 4 wins it, or we have a somebody that you don't expect to win. But I got to be honest with you, I think they can go a lot of ways with this. You know, they got to find out who faces Cody. Oh, hell, John Cena could win this thing. You know, this is his last year in WWE. They're going to try and make it as great as possible. You know, at some point they're going to have John Cena wrestle. You know, for the title. Which one it is, who knows? It's either the Raw title or the SmackDown title. But yeah, I mean, you know, it could go either way. We'll see what happens there. The women's Royal Rumble match as well. I mean, you know, there's a few women that can actually win this thing. You know, Charlotte Flair's returning. They just did a what you call it? They did a video package with her. Been doing that for the last few weeks. She is returning to the Royal Rumble. Certainly got Liv Morgan going to be there. She can win it. Bailey, she won it last year. You know, Bianca Belair. I mean, there's a few that you can see as well that could be a favorite. So it's going to be very interesting to see who comes out the winners of these 2 Rumble matches. You know, I guess that's a good thing. You know, it's not so predictable. You know, kind of leaves you guessing. You know, gives you ideas of you know who will win and what main events you can make for WrestleMania as far as world title matches go. They did a promo tonight on SmackDown with Kevin Owens and CM Punk. You know, they could go that way. That would be a good money angle right there. I'd love to see that one. So it'll be very interesting tomorrow night. I can't wait. You got the 2 Rumble matches, men and women's. You got the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Universal title, Cody Rhodes against Kevin Owens. So, man, there's going to be a lot of good stuff tomorrow night. Now we've got a comment in the section here. Let's read it. Christopher Cole, thanks for tuning in. He says, hey, Christopher, good to see you tonight, man. How you doing, buddy? I know you're going to be watching the Royal Rumble tomorrow night as well. It should be a very good show. Uh, I want to remind everybody again, it's on um, WWE starting to show their PLEs earlier in the evening. It used to be like 8 p.m. Eastern. Now it's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And that's good in a way, especially for the people on the East Coast. When they started at 8, then they wouldn't end till like about midnight. I know those could drag on, but now that they're starting a couple hours earlier, that's good stuff right there. So everybody get to see it. I'm on the West Coast. I'll be here starting at 3 p.m. So yeah, cannot wait for that. And Christopher says, I believe that Jade comes back tomorrow night. Yeah, Jade Cargill, I think so. I do believe that as well, Christopher. She has been training at the Performance Center lately, and I do expect her back tomorrow night. They had an interview recently with Stephanie McMahon, who was on Pat McAfee, and she's promoting her show. By the way, her show is going to be on ESPN Plus, where it's called Stephanie's Places, and she'll be doing some interviews and with some former WWE wrestlers, current WWE wrestlers. She did one already, filmed a couple of them. One was Stone Cold, I believe. The other one was with Roman Reigns. So that'll be on ESPN Plus. It's kind of like what they're doing with Peyton Manning's show, like Peyton Manning's Places. I guess that's what it's called. But so they're doing that with Stephanie McMahon. So that'll be interesting. I'll check it out. So, but anyway, she was saying today on McAfee that there's going to be some surprises tomorrow night. So that'll be cool. I mean, there's been reports that Becky Lynch is in Indianapolis. AJ Styles is in Indianapolis as well. So there could be some surprises there. And that'd be cool to see. And AJ, he had that knee injury a few months ago. So hopefully he's 100% and we get to see him in the Rumble. I think that'd be great. But whatever happens tomorrow night, I mean, it's going to be a fun show. I can't wait. Royal Rumble's always been great. It's one of my favorite PLEs, along with WrestleMania, SummerSlam. I would say WrestleMania 1, Royal Rumble 2, and then SummerSlam number 3. Those are my top 3. So, and I'd say honorable mention, I'd go Money in the Bank. I love when, Money in the Bank with the briefcases for the men and women's. You win it, then you can cash it in anytime you want for a whole year. So that's cool. But yeah, the Royal Rumbles tomorrow night. Cannot wait. Again, it'll be on 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Peacock in the States, and everywhere else internationally it'll be on Netflix. So check that out. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be a kind of a down week because we have 2 weeks between the Super Bowl. Luckily, we got the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. I don't know if anybody's interested in the Pro Bowl tomorrow night or on Sunday. Right now, they're having the festivities. They started yesterday, and then first Bucks fans, as you know, Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans are there, so they'll be participating in that. So it'd be pretty cool. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not interested in it. Yeah, and it's good for the players. It's cool, families and everything. Families of the players, get a chance to go to Orlando, have a good time. Be honored for your hard work and stuff like that. So, I'm sure it'd be cool, but for me, it's not something I'm really interested in. So I'll have some spare time. I'll have some spare time to do some other stuff. Probably watch a little college basketball, and then watch some shows. Because after football, there's going to be some downtime until we get to like free agency and the NFL draft. We're going to have the combine as well. So probably be binging on some shows. Obviously, right now I'm currently watching a show called Yellow Jackets on Netflix. For those who don't know that, what the show's about, it's basically about a high school girls soccer team. Year takes place in '96. They end up going to state to the finals, to the nationals, I should say. But on their way there, their plane crashes into a wilderness. It's kind of weird talking about this because of what's gone on this week. So, but anyway, yeah. By the way, prayers to the families of those in the plane crash involved in D.C. and then tonight in Philadelphia. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. It's 2 crashes in like 3 days. It's unbelievable. It's just terrible. It's really unfortunate. So my thoughts, prayers out to them. But yeah, describing Yellow Jackets, that's what happens. They ended up being deserted in the wilderness, and then apparently some of them survive it and they go on to their adult lives, live through that. They have reflections going back and forth during the show when they're younger and then when they're in the current year, all grown up. So it's an interesting show. I'm on episode. I just got done watching episode 7, season 1. I believe there's 2 seasons so far, and then there's a third coming up in a couple weeks that starts. So I think I'm gonna do an episode of Have At It, where maybe we'll talk about some shows and give me some recommendations on some shows I should watch. I got Netflix, I got Prime Video, I got Paramount Plus, Peacock. So, any suggestions would be very helpful for me, especially during the off season. Baseball is going to be coming up pretty soon as well, but that's not till the end of March, early April. We'll definitely talk about that coming up. So, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have some downtime after the NFL. There is college basketball. We'll get into that. I know I keep telling Sean Spencer, he's been asking me when we're gonna do a show. We're gonna do 2-3 Ben Zone. We're gonna get to that, Sean. Promise you. If you're watching, we'll get to that. Let you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much all I got for this week. Or on this episode, like I said, as I stated at the beginning of the year, I'm not going to have a set time for these Have At It episodes. It used to be Friday nights, but now it's just going to be, when I'm available. Sorry about that. I apologize for that one because, busy schedule, life gets in the way. So whenever I find the time to, I will. I have a little time tonight, so I will. That's why I came on here real quick. Talk about the title games. Mr. Nip and Tuck. And then some other stuff. So, I don't have anything more to add to this. I'm just gonna finish this beer. It's been a long week, so I'll probably have another one of these in a little bit. And just gonna relax, watching SmackDown, and then probably watch another episode of Yellow Jackets. So, anyway, I am out. And we'll be back next time for another episode of Have At It. Next episode or an episode after that, we'll talk about the Super Bowl preview, talk about commercials as well coming up. So we'll have some other stuff to talk about in the weeks to come. So stay tuned for that. With that being said, I'm going to step out and everybody enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Royal Rumble if you're watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Have At It. Take care.